everybody, welcome back, or welcome if you are new. I'm Georgia. Today I have a little reading vlog for you, but it's like a read with me whilst on holiday, on vacation, seeing how many books I can read whilst I literally have nothing else to do but read, really. I do hope you enjoy. The first clips just go straight into me reading the first book, so I'm just gonna let you get on into that. So technically I am the first book down. I started the Vows, well actually no, I'd already read like half of it, but I finished it yesterday on the plane. We had like a 4-hour plane journey. I think I was maybe like 150, 200 pages into this and I have now finished it. So does that technically count as my first book of the whole day done? Because I'm counting it as that. I really love this one though. Like, it's my first Jessica Joy's book and I really loved it. The female main character was called Georgia as well, and like every time they would talk about something and they would say her name, I was like, but thoroughly enjoyed. I think I would give it like a 4, maybe like a 4.255. It made me cry multiple times. Like, I related to the main character Georgia so much, and yeah, like I say, it literally made me cry. I was sat tearing up on the plane. The tension, like not even the angst, but like the pine in between them both, and people actually just have such like a deep connection. It's Second Chance, which I love. I'm obsessed. I brought 3 books with me as well as my Kindle, but I think this is gonna be my next pick. Okay, so my hair looks insane. I have finished running long. I know I literally did not update these at all, but I just ate it. Like, I ate it in one sitting, sat by the pool yesterday. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was like a cutesy, fluffy little romance. I didn't like it as much as the Vows, just purely because I didn't feel as connected to these characters, but I still really enjoyed it. Like, I would give it like a 4. And I think I would give the Vows like a 4.5 because, like I said, I did still really enjoy it. I just didn't relate to them in the way that I did in the Vows, but love them together, love the couple. They're kind of like grumpy sunshine, small town, literally obsessed, loved it. I kind of wished I would have brought Practice Makes Perfect as well, now that like I know Noah's sister that book is about, just because her writing style is so easy as well, but it's fine. So the other 2 books that I have is Love Theoretically, which you're currently balanced on top of, so I can't show you that, and This Summer Will Be Different, which I think this is going to be my next read. I'm going to start with This Summer Will Be Different. We're heading down to the beach today, so I'm going to take this with me and also my Kindle, because I'm kind of craving a fantasy read, but the whole point of bringing these books on holiday was to get through some of my summer TBR before I fully get back home and move into my autumn TBR. So I'm going to try, well not going to try, I'm going to read this one, and then like I said, the only other one that I have with me that I brought is Love Theoretically, but I'm only 2 days in and I've done 2 books. So maybe I'll be able to finish this one today at the beach, or at least make like a good chunk in it. Yeah, so this one is next up. Hopefully I'll be better at like talking to you. I'm just not a public vlogger yet, like still gives me anxiety, but it's fine, we move. So I am actually looking a little bit dishevelled. I have been napping on the beach, so apologies about that. Also, the room is so dark. Maybe it would help if I put a light on. I still feel like it's just kind of dark, I don't know. But I got up to chapter 22. I am on page 183 and I think there's about 350. So I've got like, what is that? 150 pages left, so I'm like halfway-ish, I guess. I am really enjoying it. I'm kind of finding it hard to believe that this is the same author that wrote Meet Me at the Lake, because I did not enjoy that book one bit. It just felt, I don't know, they feel so different, like the sort of like angst and yearning that I was wanting in that book, because they were meant to have had this like huge connection one day, however many years ago. I feel like I didn't get in that book, but like I am feeling it in this book, like the little touches, the chemistry, like I am really enjoying it. I can't really remember how much I enjoyed Every Summer After, but I think this one might be my favourite. Literally loving it. And the descriptions of like the town, well, not the town, is it like PEI? The descriptions of there, obsessed. Like literally I feel like I'm there, I'm loving it. So I'm probably not going to finish this today, but I hopefully will finish it tomorrow. Okay, so mini reading update. I finished This One Will Be Different, finished it today, and I started Crimson Moth. I'm literally only 2 or 3 chapters in, because the only other book that I have with me is Love Theoretically, the Ali Hazelwood one, but I just think then that's like too many romances on the bounce, and I don't know, I kind of am in a fantasy mood and I wanted to read on my Kindle as well. So I started the Crimson Moth. Honestly, the premise of it, I feel like I'm gonna love it. I really hope that I'm like not disappointed. Not that I think I'm gonna be, but I really hope that I do love it as much as I'm expecting to. But like I say, I'm only like 3 chapters in at the minute. Going back to this one, I did really enjoy it. I think it's my favourite Carly Fortune book. I'd probably give it like 4 stars. My current favourite has been The Vows. That is like the reigning champion of the favourite book that I've read so far. But still enjoyed the other 2, and I'm hoping that I will enjoy the Crimson Moth as well. I am obsessed. You see me on my photos? I'm 82% into this book. I really want to finish it, but I need to get ready to go out. I am literally obsessed. Like I have not been this like emotionally invested in a book in so long. Like I am eating it up. I've done this in one sitting, like I literally started it pretty much today. It says that I have like just over an hour left, but like I said, I need to get ready, so I'm gonna try and get ready as quick as I can and see if I can finish it, because I am obsessed. Literally loving this so much. I'm eating it up. Okay, so I finished the Crimson Moth yesterday and I'm obsessed. I literally read it in like one sitting. I then read it, I had like not that long left before we had to go out. I then read it on the bus into Rhodes Old Town, and then when I got back home I was trying my best to read it before I fell asleep. Literally was on like the epilogue, the last chapter, fell asleep, so I just woke up a little bit early to like finish it. I'm obsessed. I literally loved it so much. I feel like it was like a true enemies to lovers. I will say it's questionable of how either of them could really have feelings for each other, but that's the name of enemies to lovers, you know? I loved the plot, I loved the drama, I loved the tension. I did guess like one of the big plot points about Verity and Cressida. I did guess that. I will put photographic evidence on here. I will have the receipts, because I text Siri and I was literally like, okay, this is what's gonna happen. Here's my theory, and now I have it as proof. I did think that was gonna happen, but it didn't ruin the plot for me, or like the surprise, I guess, because I was then like excited to find out if that was true and how it was like gonna happen, I guess. But I loved it. I think I'll give it like a 4.5, just because everyone is saying that it like wasn't steamy enough, it wasn't spicy enough. I actually didn't mind. I don't mind, like, especially in enemies to lovers, if like the tension is palpable and like you can actually feel that they genuinely don't like each other. I don't care that much for the spice. Like, I can read a book with or without spice anyway, but maybe just don't like coin it as steamy, whatever. But then also just the fact of like how they actually could get feelings for each other, don't quite know, and that I guess the plot again. But none of that really took away from the book for me. It just wasn't absolute perfection. Like, I loved it, but I think I will probably enjoy like the second or third or however many books even more. But I loved it. The only other book that I have with me is Love Theoretically. I am not starting it today because we're actually going on like a little trip, but maybe I'll start it tomorrow. So tonight is our last full day and night. Gonna head down to the beach today because tomorrow we're gonna have like a pool day. Very chilled. Couldn't finish my book. Good stuff. Reading update. I think I was saying yesterday that I started Seeing Red, which is number 2 in the Wells Ranch series, I think it's called. I finished it. We went for like a beach day today, so I was just laid by the beach and I ended up finishing it. I actually had no intention of starting this book. I just yesterday when we were on the way back we went on like a little boat trip. On the way back, it was like 2 hours and I hadn't took a book with me, but I had the Kindle app on my phone, so I just had to find something that was like on Kindle Unlimited that I had already downloaded because I had like no signal, no Wi-Fi, because I was in the middle of the ocean. So I had that one. It was like 300 and something pages. I thought I'll just start that. I got enthralled in it. It has tropes that like I did not expect to be in this book. Like, I knew nothing about it going in. I remember loving the first book and being like, oh, I'm excited for the second book because of like who it's centered around, like the guy character. And honestly, I ate it up. I absolutely loved it. I've pretty much read it in like one sitting because I think I only read maybe like 6 or 7 chapters yesterday, maybe a little bit more actually. But I have obviously finished it today. Literally loved it. I've read 5 books now. Wait, I'm literally staring at them. The Vows, When in Rome, This One Will Be Different, The Crimson Moth, Seeing Red. 5 books in the 6 days that I've been here. Tomorrow is our last day, unfortunately. The only other physical book that I have with me is Love Theoretically, which I've kind of been putting off. I just don't know if I'm in the mood for it. I didn't love The Love Hypothesis, which is the only other Ali Hazelwood book that I've read. Didn't love that, so I'm like, I don't know if it's going to make me feel a bit slumpy or if it's going to take me a while to get into it, but we'll give that one a go tomorrow, I think, because I don't know whether I'm going to read on my Kindle. I do have quite a few good books in my Kindle library though that I could start, but I don't know, maybe I'll try and read Love Theoretically. But then my little updates, whilst I was on the beach, I did also start listening to an audiobook. It was Loud by Drew Afawalo. I am actually not like a follower of Drew's in terms of like, I see her on Instagram, I see her on TikTok all the time. I know that she does, I don't know if she does the podcast with Caleb, but basically I'm going on so many tangents. I love Brittany Broski. I love the Broski Report and I listen to that all the time. And I've listened to the episodes where Brittany is on Caleb's podcast. I can't think what that's called. And then also in some of them, Drew's on there as well. And I will say, like, I end up on that side of TikTok quite often. And everything I've seen about her, I loved her, but I actually didn't know who she was. Like, until I'd seen this book and until I'd started seeing like a few different episodes and listening to a few different episodes and hearing Brittany and everyone talking about her, I didn't fully realise, like, connect 2 and 2 of who she was. And I didn't realise that she herself was like an influencer. I thought she was maybe just like one of their friends. But obviously, yeah, she has a platform herself. So the book is called Loud, and it's basically kind of about like womanhood, the patriarchy, misogyny, men, like I'm loving it. I'm only 3 chapters in. I think there's only about 12 chapters or something, but I'm 3 chapters in currently. I started listening to it on the beach and I'm really sad that I didn't get further in. Normally I listen to my audiobooks on like 2 times speed, but I'd like purposely slowed this one down and only listened to it on a humble 1.4 because I truly just wanted to digest like everything that she was saying. But yeah, anyway, sorry, going back to it, there's like a clip that's going around on TikTok at the minute, which is actually what like made me realise that she had a book, because I thought it was just maybe like a segment from a podcast that she was on or something, with her basically saying like, if I have to be the coolest girl in the room or the hottest girl in the room or something along those lines, but to impress a mediocre man, a subpar man, I'm never going to be that bitch. Like, I'm never going to be that girl. And I was like, I need to listen to this immediately because sign me up. And I am loving it, literally loving it. Like I said, I am only 3 chapters in, but hopefully I will finish that tomorrow, or at least like on the plane or something, and hopefully we will get another book in there as well, like another physical book, and then that'll be like 6 or 7 books I've done this holiday, which I think might be the most I've read on any holiday ever. Loving it. Hello, so obviously me back in England, autumnal bedding is on, cosy clothes are on. Not really the same vibes as the rest of this video, but I realised that I didn't do like a roundup or even like sign this video off, so I thought I would give like a brief little run through of the books that I did read. So I actually ended up finishing 6 books, and then I also have an audiobook as well, which I have not finished. Obviously you will have seen the books that I have read, but I thought that would just give like a little brief overview of like my thoughts on them, which were my favourites, etc. I will be doing a full like September reading wrap up, so you'll know like full thoughts and feelings in that video. But yeah, I'm just rambling, but I'm just going to give you a brief little run through. So the first book that I finished was The Vows. Loved this one. I think I'll give this like a 4.75. Like, this was so close to a 5-star. I just loved it. Then the first one that we finished on holiday was When in Rome. Also love this one. This is probably like a 4 for me. I enjoyed it, but I probably won't like remember it, if that makes sense. I have actually just started Practice Makes Perfect, which doesn't follow on, but it follows the sister of the main guy in this book, and they kind of like have the same sort of characters. It's in the same town, whatever. But yeah, I really enjoyed this one, but I just don't think I will think about it probably ever in terms of like recommending a book, or if you ask me like my favourite couple, it's not going to be this, but I did really enjoy it. Then we had This Summer Will Be Different, my favourite Carly Fortune book. I'd probably give this one again around about a 4-ish, somewhere around there. Favourite Carly Fortune book, really enjoyed this one, especially compared to her others, compared to Meet Me by the Lake. This is my favourite of hers. Then we went on to my Kindle reads, and I read The Crimson Moth. Probably one of my favourite, if not my favourite book that I read whilst I was on holiday. Literally loved that one so much. 4.75, like again, so close to a 5-star. Obsessed. Then also on my Kindle, I read Seeing Red, which actually I have a lot of thoughts about that one now. Well, not a lot of thoughts, but just like maybe different opinions from when I originally talked about it, because I did say that I really liked it, which I did, but upon reflection I feel like the female main character, so annoying. Like, I really didn't like her, and I actually controversially thought that I didn't really not like her actually. I just thought she was annoying, and I felt like she was kind of a little bit shitty sometimes towards Red, the male main character, and I just think like if that was the other way around, we wouldn't enjoy that. Like, I wouldn't like that, and I feel like she just made him kind of like insecure and feel like he wasn't good enough for like no reason sometimes. Anyway, apart from that though, really enjoyed the book, loved that, but I was not disappointed, but I was excited about his book when I read the first book, and then I feel like his love interest just actually could have been better. Still enjoyed the book though, but I think I would give that one like a 3.75, somewhere in that range. And then the next one that I read, the last book, is Love Theoretically. I read this like the last day and then finished it on the plane home. I would give this one like a 3.75, maybe a 4 if I'm feeling generous. I did prefer this to The Love Hypothesis by a lot. but I just don't know what it is about her writing. I think it maybe is obviously like the whole academic side of it. It's very like sciencey, which I don't mind, but like sometimes I think her books just feel a little bit long for what they are. That's all of the books that I've finished. Like I said, I am still in the middle of Loud, the audiobook, but I never really read like memoirs, biographies, that type of thing anyways, but I'm really enjoying that. So that is my little roundup. Just thought I would kind of like have a collective bit here to tell you what I actually finished, what I thought of them. But I do hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.